Hey everyone, Diavolo here, and in today's video we're diving back into the creative and ever-expanding world of Jujutsu Kaisen. To do this, we are going to start exactly where the anime has left us, at the end of the Death Paintings arc, or more specifically, right before the start of currently my second favourite arc and the greatest backstory to any character introduced so far throughout this world. This here is the heartbreaking and tear-jerking, but yet still somehow beautiful Gojo Past arc or Hidden Inventory arc of Jujutsu Kaisen. Of course, if you are new around here and want to watch other explained content just like this, but for a variety of different series, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and also be sure to leave a like on the video, as it really helps out with their algorithm and pushing my stuff to a bunch of new amazing people. But anyway, enough of that, let's finally get into the world of Jujutsu Kaisen. So as the arc starts off, we find ourselves 12 years earlier in the past with a younger and still voluptuous grade 1 sorcerer Mei Mei, along with a second grade sorcerer Urahime, where they have been tasked to investigate a cursed mansion in Hamamatsu City. Unfortunately, both of them get caught within a barrier that somehow overlaps space itself. The girls deduce this after travelling inside of this mansion for 15 kilometers without seeing any of the markers that they had left behind. Because their walls are so squishy upon impact, Urahime decides that they should split up and move more unpredictably to escape the barrier. However, just before the girls are able to put their plan into action, the house is suddenly torn apart by the cursed technique Lapse Blue. As Urahime recovers from the sudden eruption, Jujutsu High's second year student, Satoru Gojo, appears in front of her. He asks if she's crying, annoying Urahime, and Mei Mei also mocks her, asking Gojo if he would console her should the sorcerer cry. Gojo believes Mei Mei wouldn't cry though, and just before Urahime is able to berate him, a giant curse appears behind her. Funnily enough though, instantly after the curse appears, an even larger curse spirit appears behind it to devour it. Also there, Jujutsu High's second year student, Suguru Geto, orders his curse to not eat the other one just yet so that he can absorb and assimilate it later. He tells Satoru it's not nice to pick on weaklings like Urahime, to which Gojo points out that Suguru is teasing Urahime without even realizing it. Their classmate Shoko also arrives with them, much to the excitement of Urahime. Apparently Mei Mei and Urahime were trapped in a rare type of barrier that messes with space-time itself. The other students were sent by Yaga, as it was odd that a grade 1 sorcerer hadn't made contact with them for a few days. Mei Mei immediately asks where the curtain is, shocking all of the students who had completely forgot to put up a barrier. Back at Jujutsu Tech, soon after news of a so-called explosion that destroyed the mansion makes the news, grade 1 sorcerer and currently the first year teacher Masamichi Yaga questions the three students. One of them said that they had put up a curtain and then left their manager behind. Shoko and Suguru are quick to point Gojo out. However, Gojo complains that curtains are pointless since civilians can't see Jujutsu or curses anyway. Suguru argues that it's important that regular humans can't see sorcerers to provide a peace of mind and hide the existence of curses. Gojo believes it is a pain looking out for the weak, but Suguru believes that Jujutsu itself exists to protect non-sorcerers. However, Gojo disagrees and hates those righteous ideals, which begins to annoy Geto. As their argument begins to heat up, Masamichi returns to the class and the boys instantly change their outwards attitude. He then assigns them to a mission together that comes straight from Master Tengen. He says that there is a girl who is a perfect match for Master Tengen, who is known as the Star Plasma Vessel. Yaga tells the boys that they must escort the girl to Master Tengen and then erase her. The boys joke with each other, agreeing that Yaga has let his promotion to the next principal of the school drive him crazy. Suguru puts the jokes aside though and asks if the mission is meant to reset Master Tengen's curse technique. Gojo isn't sure what they're referring to when it's something that he thinks he should obviously know. Yaga explains that Tengen is immortal, but his curse technique does not stop the aging process. Once a certain age is reached, evolution will occur, and Master Tengen will no longer be the same person. Yaga explains that Tengen strengthens all of the barriers used by both Jujutsu High schools as well as the auxiliary managers techniques. Every 500 years, Master Tengen must merge with a compatible Star Plasma Vessel and rewrite his body's information. Once the body is refreshed, the immortal curse technique will stop trying to change bodies and evolution will not occur. Satoru compares the situation to Digimon, which suffices in this case. The location of the star plasma vessel has been leaked, and there are two groups that are currently searching for the girl. One is the cursed user group Q, who wants to take over the Jujutsu world by having Master Tengen lose all reason. The other is a star religious group that worships Tengen as their god, known as the Time Vessel Association. Tengen and the star plasma vessel must merge in 2 days when the moon is full. Gojo and Geto leave for their mission and discuss why the star religious group is after the star plasma vessel. Suguru explains that they worship a pure Master Tengen and that the merger would sully the purity in their eyes. However, they are not a cursed user group, and Suguru believes that they won't be major players. He says that they should focus on repelling Q, to which Gojo believes that they should be fine no matter what, since they are the strongest. Suguru interrupts his friend to advise him to be less rude around his superiors. While they discuss Satoru's bad attitude, there is an explosion at the site where they are meant to find the girl. Suddenly, the star plasma vessel is thrown from the building by someone from Q named Kokun. Before the girl hits the ground though, Suguru uses a flying curse to rescue her. He asks the curse user to not make a mess since the students already got in trouble today. Kokun demands that the Jujutsu High students hand over the girl, but Suguru refuses. Satoru watches from below, glad that Suguru made it in time. He notices though 5 daggers thrown at him and uses Technique Infinity to halt them. Another Q soldier named Bayo confronts him and admits that he knows the name of the famous Satoru Gojo. Gojo taunts the soldier and says that he won't beat him senseless if he cries and apologizes now. Elsewhere at a similar time, Shui Kong, a representative of the Time Vessel Association, meets with a member of the Zenin clan to plan an assassination of the star plasma vessel. However, the man claims that he is no longer a Zenin and instead goes by Toji Fushiguro now. He then accepts the contract to kill the girl. Back at the battle, Suguru effortlessly immobilizes Kokun with a curse that wants to kiss him. Kokun promises to quit being a curse user and grow rice on the countryside if Geto lets him go. Suguru ignores him further, irritating Kokun, and the Q soldier threatens that Baya, Q's strongest soldier, will come and kill them all. However, Geto soon shows Kokun a picture with Baya defeated on his phone. With Q's strongest soldier defeated, the organization soon disbands. Meanwhile, Kong from the Star Religious group finds Toji betting on a horse race. Apparently, he used 30 million yen in advance to wear down Gojo and the sorcerers with him. Slightly confused by his actions, the representative needs to bring back a report to his client and remains skeptical of Toji. However, Toji is confident he'll get a return on their money for sure, but he ends up losing some of his bets on the horse races. The representative reminds the sorcerer that he's counting on him, and before he leaves, he asks Toji how Megami is doing. But Toji literally couldn't care less, and he can't even remember who that is at this point. Back with Gojo and Geto, we are finally introduced to Riko, who awakens in Satoru's arms, and immediately attacks him. She believes them to be her attackers until her caretaker Misato arrives. All three of them then get on the same page, and Riko begins to discuss her connection to Master Tengen. In casual fashion though, the two boys ignore her, and then she realizes that she's currently running late for school. Rather than take her back to Jujutsu High now, Riko ends up back at Renchoku Girls High School due to the orders from Master Tengen. They are told to oblige Riko's requests because she will no longer exist after this merger. It is their mission to allow her to enjoy herself, which Misato is thankful for. Moments later, Suguru checks his surveillance curses and realizes that 2 of them had already been taken out. They both head to find Riko immediately, while at the same time, 2 curse users trespass on their campus. It is revealed that Toji had used a dark website for curse users to place a $30 million bounty on Riko's head, and these men have come to collect that bounty. Toji sits on the phone with Kong while eating at a dumpling stand. He learns that the sorcerers protecting Riko have not returned to Jujutsu High. This is good for the Time Vessel Association, because now, more than just total lunatics will go after the bounty. The representative points out that the 30 million paid to him was a service fee, so if someone else kills the star plasma vessel, Toji may end up losing all of the money. Fushiguro though isn't worried, as he knows Gojo will take care of anyone who comes after them. Satoru Gojo is the first in 100 years of the Gojo family to wield both the Six Eyes and the Limitless Curse technique. Toji's not even sure that he could take out the Star Plasma vessel with Gojo still present. He plans on using curse users for the remaining 39 hours of the mission to wear down Gojo's group. It will be free labor since no one will be able to cash in on the bounty. The representative realizes that this makes the limit of 2 days turn out in their favor. Additionally, it makes it easier for them to gather curse users. Toji says that they are moving faster than he expected and he'll move out soon as well. He tells the rep to have that 30 million ready, but the man wants to talk about his cut, which disinterests Toji. At Renchoku Girls Junior High, Satoru, Suguru and Misato move to find Riko, who is at a musical class which is either taking place in the music room or at the chapel. Suguru plans on heading straight for the intruders while Satoru and Misato split up to find Riko. Gojo is irritated because he wanted to stay close to the girl. Misato apologizes as Riko didn't want to be seen with boys at an all-girls school. Suguru splits off on his own, wondering who these curse users could be with. Without Q around, hired muscle for the Time Vessel Association could be trouble. Geto makes a turn down a hallway and encounters an old gentleman who immediately covers his front and rear with Shikigami. The curse user recognizes Suguru's uniform and assumes that there are multiple opponents. Geto notices this and understands that his opponent knows what he is doing. His opponent analyzes him as well, recognizing the student's curse technique as some sort of curse manipulation. The old man keeps up his conversation with Suguru while plotting to get in close range. However, Geto tells him to not waste his time and uses his giant worm-like curse to fill the entire hallway. Suguru believes he's won, but the curse user appears from the window behind him, using the blind spot his opponent created to his advantage. He gets within close range of Suguru and believes that he has the advantage. However, his life randomly and instantly flashes before his eyes. Suguru dominates the old man in close quarters and beats him senselessly with a ferocious succession of quick strikes. He recognizes that the old man wanted to get in close and states that fighters who are presented with a single way to win are easily to manipulate. He questions the old man, asking if he is aligned with Q or the Time Vessel Association. Elsewhere, the others continue to head towards Riko, who is currently in the chapel. Gojo barges into the chapel, yelling for Riko, surprising everyone inside and embarrassing her. The young girls inside are enthralled by how cute Gojo is, so they start asking Riko questions. Satoru even takes off his sunglasses for them, annoying Riko with his confidence. The teacher makes the girls settle down and momentarily scolds Gojo before giving away her number. While the girls continue to argue, Satoru grabs Riko and escapes the chapel with her. She's annoyed he didn't follow her request, but he explains to her that curse users have attacked the school. Gojo wants to head straight for Jujutsu High, but as he runs across one of the rooftops with the girl, he is spotted by a curse user. The curse user though doesn't recognize the guy that is with her, but recognizes the girl. Misato confronts the curse user from behind and asks if he is with the Time Vessel Association or Q. They engage in a short scuffle, but it ends shortly after Misato beats up the man by striking him below the belt. Geto arrives shortly after, completely surprised by her strength. Based on the conversation, the paper bag curse user is able to confirm that the girl he saw is the bounty. Suddenly, he melts into a puddle of mud, making Misato question if he really was a Shikigami. Suguru calls Satoru and informs him that there is a 30 million yen bounty on Riko's head, with a time limit on a dark website for curse users. Satoru understands and hangs up the phone immediately, as he and Riko are surrounded by 4 of the same curse users. Riko also thinks that the curse users' clones are Shikigami, while Gojo says that their opponent should be a Jujutsu sorcerer. The curse user refuses and forms a 5th clone, claiming being a professional sorcerer is more dangerous than it's worth. While the new doppelganger is forming, Gojo attacks quickly and uses his curse technique Lapse Blue to quickly take out 2 people in an instant. Riko notices that the Shikigami